When Speed told his mother you don't have to work anymore, she thought her son was joking. Darren, stop playing, his mother said while washing dishes in the kitchen. I need to be at work at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Speed smiled and placed an envelope on the kitchen table. Mom, please sit down. I need to show you something. His mother dried her hands and looked at her son with concern. What did you do? Are you in trouble? No, Mom, the opposite. Speed pushed the envelope toward her. Open it and read. With trembling hands, she opened the envelope and looked at the documents inside. Her eyes went wide. What does this mean? I started a company in your name, Speed said calmly, 3 years ago. I've been putting 40% of everything I earn from streaming into it. It's now worth over $1 million. His mother stared at the documents in disbelief. Sweet Mama's Kitchen LLC. Is this real? Speed pulled out his phone and opened the banking app. He showed her the screen. Account balance $1,247,832.56. The woman stood up, her legs shaking. Darren, how? Remember, you always said you wanted to open your own restaurant one day. Southern cooking, using Grandma's recipes. Speed's eyes filled with tears. Now you can. His mother started crying. But this is your money. No, Speed said firmly. This is our money. You raised me, Mom. You worked 3 jobs at night. You patched my shoes when they had holes because we couldn't afford new ones. Speed stood up and held his mother's hands. Remember when the electricity got cut off? You helped me study by candlelight. You'd say, one day everything will be better. The woman hugged her son, sobbing. How did I raise you so well? You raised me, that's how, Speed said, wiping his tears. Now it's my turn. You don't need to work at that factory anymore. You can quit tomorrow. But what will I do? Speed grinned. The company's called Sweet Mama's Kitchen. You know what to do. I already leased that empty store in the neighborhood. Kitchen equipment's been ordered. His mother shook her head in disbelief. You've been planning this for 3 years? Since I made my first real money. Everyone in chat kept asking why I still lived in the same house. Why I didn't buy luxury cars. Speed shrugged. They didn't understand. Real luxury is seeing your mother happy. The phone rang. Speed looked and showed his mother the screen. The realtor's calling. The restaurant keys are ready. The woman started crying again, but these were tears of joy. What if I fail? You can't, Speed said confidently. Everyone in the neighborhood would line up for your food. You know this. But what about your dreams? Speed hugged his mother. This was my dream, Mom. To see you happy. No more complaining about back pain. No more worrying, how will I pay rent this month? The next morning, Speed drove his mother to the factory. She walked into the manager's office and submitted her resignation. Her coworkers of 20 years were shocked. What are you going to do, Sharon? Asked a colleague. I'm opening my own restaurant, she said proudly, thanks to my son. 3 months later, it was Sweet Mama's Kitchen's opening day. The neighborhood had formed a line. Speed stood in the corner watching proudly. His mother was dancing in the kitchen while cooking. Everyone in chat was asking, why is Speed so happy? Speed turned to the camera. Chat, let me tell you a secret. Real success isn't buying a Lamborghini. Real success is making the dreams of the person who raised you come true. A customer approached him. Aren't you Speed? Your mom makes amazing food. I know, Speed said, smiling. She always did. Now everyone can taste it. By evening, the restaurant was packed. His mother was tired but happy. She came over to Speed. Darren, today was the best day of my life. We're just getting started, Mom, Speed said. Just wait and see. This restaurant will become a chain. Sweet Mama's Kitchen will be in every city. Don't exaggerate, his mother laughed. I'm not exaggerating. With your recipes, we can conquer the world. On the drive home that night, his mother was quiet. Then she spoke. Your father would be proud. Speed nodded. He always said, take care of your mother. That's what I'm doing. $1 million, the woman whispered, still in disbelief. Money's just paper, Mom, Speed said. But your happiness, that's priceless. The next day, the local newspaper ran the story. Famous YouTuber Speed makes his mother a millionaire. The news went viral. Everyone praised Speed. But for Speed, the most important moment was when his mother received her first paycheck. The woman hugged her son, crying. Now I can buy you things too, she said. Mom, Speed said, you already gave me everything. your love, your values, your strength. Now it's my turn. And Sweet Mama's kitchen kept growing. A year later, it had 5 locations. Speed's mother was now a CEO, from factory worker to CEO. Speed said the same thing in every interview. The secret to success? Never forget the people who love you. I just paid my debt to my mother, and I'm just getting started. Everyone in chat was typing, W son, Speed goat, crying right now. Speed smiled. Money, fame, success. They were all temporary, but the pride and happiness in his mother's eyes, that was permanent. And Speed knew this was the best investment he'd ever made. Not in crypto, not in stocks, he'd invested in his mother, and the returns were priceless.